Viper 6 Alert Day continues into Tuesday as we continue to deal with dangerous heat. The heat index was up to 114 today, 111 likely tomorrow, along with rain and storms. And some of those storms could be strong to severe. I'll have all the details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 7, if you work outside in the hot and humid temperatures, what can you do to beat the heat? We'll have advice from experts. Plus, a big conference underway in Augusta bringing attention to technology and cybersecurity. Also, lawmakers in the Palmetto State pushing for judicial reform. We'll tell you why as your News at 7 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 7.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for watching News Channel 6 at 7. I'm Dee Griffin. Your top stories in a moment, but first, News Channel 6's meteorologist Jenna Petracci is here with a first look at our weather. It's so hot out there still, Jenna.
That's right, Dee. Even now at 7 o'clock, still dealing with the very high heat, temperatures in the low to mid 90s. Augusta now at 93 degrees, 95 in Barnwell, 93 in Allendale. Earlier today, we were seeing anywhere from around 97 to 99 across the CSRA. 96 in Louisville, 91 in Swainsboro. Wrightsville, you're at 92 now, and 94 in Waynesboro. Our winds are coming in from the southwest. Edgefield at 8 miles per hour, 6 in Aiken, and Augusta 8 as well in Waynesboro. That's bringing in a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, causing our dew points to be very high today. In fact, we're at 79 in Bamberg. That is unusually high, even for the summertime. So this is definitely a big heat wave this week with the heat index well into the triple digits. Typically in the summertime, we have values up to around 105 to 108, but earlier today we had up to 114, and even still 112 degrees in Bamberg, 111 in Louisville and Sylvania, Sparta, Sandersville at 108. So everyone over that 100-degree mark, with an excessive heat warning still in effect for the next hour from Wilkes down to Emmanuel County. And then for tonight, we also have that heat advisory until 8 p.m. for the remainder counties, and the entire CSRA then becomes under a heat advisory for tomorrow. Starting at 10 o'clock in the morning, the heat index will likely reach 109 degrees in our western counties and 111 for our central and eastern counties. So possibly a little bit cooler than it was today, but nonetheless still very, very hot. It was a pretty sunny day today with little to no rain. Our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at AU Health looking good. We are seeing some showers and storms only over Wilkes County. That just moved in from Athens. It is continuing to weaken, and that will really not impact many more parts of the CSRA. The rest of us staying very dry tonight, but then some changes tomorrow. A cold front will be moving through, bringing us some showers and storms. In the meantime, tonight our temperatures will be dropping into the upper 80s by 8 p.m. with that Viper 6 Alert Day once again for Tuesday. I'll have all the details on your forecast this week coming up, but back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much, Jenna. And speaking of the heat, Hannah Latier talked to people who have been working outside all summer.
For people who do construction and landscaping, being properly hydrated and covered is the key to avoiding a hospital visit.
Hats, you got the hat, keep the sun out your face. Your sunglasses, sunscreen. If you need sunscreen, make sure you find the perfect kind for you, which work for you, and stay hydrated. But mostly fruit. The juice that comes from fruit keep you more hydrated than water.
Because they start working as early as 6 a.m. and stay as late as 5 p.m., they tell us it's essential to replenish electrolytes and listen to what your body is telling you.
Drink plenty of fluid, water, anything, and not sodas, but water, plain water, and Gatorade. Every 15 minutes break.
They've learned all this from past experiences.
I've been overheated before to where I had to stop and sit down and not work anymore. So seen spots, and then I finally got fatigued, and I was at work with him one day, and when it happened to me, I couldn't do no more. I was shaking, then started getting cold like in the eyes, so I stopped.
Local doctors doctors say as soon as you start noticing heat exhaustion symptoms, you need to take action.
And especially for athletes and outdoors workers, if they are noticing that they're getting cramped, if they're starting to get dizzy, if they are having a high heart rate after practicing for football all day, but their heart rate's not coming down, those are the kind of things they need to look out for.
And if you do outdoor activities in these temps, you need to be drinking more than 8 glasses of water a day.
We try to pace ourselves so that we don't get overheated, and we try to watch out for one another.
The heat advisory and Viper 6 alert day for many counties in the area will extend until tomorrow. Now, Augusta is hosting the
/career. This is a WJBF live Viper 6 alert.
That's right, it's another alert day due to the dangerous heat. That was the case over the weekend, and that'll be the case for tomorrow as well. I'm also tracking an isolated storm up in Wilkes County. This was a little bit stronger when it was further out towards the northwest. We had some gusty winds here, but it is breaking apart as it now is over Washington in Wilkes County with the heaviest rain just to the north of Washington, headed towards Highway 378. Pretty sunny though outside for the rest of us. Our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam looking nice over at Augusta Regional Airport. We're at 93 degrees here in town, feeling like 106 still, even at the 7 o'clock hour. So around the CSRA, we're seeing all low to mid 90s, 92 in Bamberg, 93 in Aiken, Louisville still at 96, 95 up in Lincolnton, 92 in Washington, and 90 degrees in Crawfordville, with dew points mostly in the mid 70s, and we're even seeing some upper 70s. So 79 in Wrightsville, Swainsboro, and over to the east in Bamberg. So even in the locations that are in the low 90s, it's still feeling like 106 in Swainsboro, 108 in Wrightsville, 109 in Bamberg, and 111 in both Louisville and Sylvania. So we do have an excessive heat warning in effect for the next 45 minutes or so. This is for Wilkes County, Hancock, Washington, down to Emmanuel for that heat index up to 113. And then also a heat advisory in effect until 8 p.m. as well for the heat index up to 111 throughout the rest of the CSRA. Then as we go into tomorrow, a heat advisory from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m. This actually just updated before the entire CSRA was included. Now it looks like our western counties will still be up to 109, and our central and eastern counties will be up to 111 with the exceptions of Jenkins, Screven, and Allendale counties. They are no longer under that heat advisory, however, will still be well into the triple digits. Satellite and radar showing a cold front approaching from the west. This will bring us a better chance of rain and thunderstorms for our Tuesday. However, the first half of the day will be dry, plenty of sunshine at 10 o'clock, 95 by 3 p.m., and at that point we'll see some storms pop up. Any rain that does come will bring us some heat relief, but you can also get that relief from staying inside, of course. Be sure to stay in the air condition as much as possible. And if you are out and about, be sure to bring plenty of water with you, especially some electrolyte drinks. 111 as the feels like temperature tomorrow, but a big change starting on Wednesday. That cold front won't only bring us the rain and storms, but it will also bring some cooler and drier air, dropping our highs into the low 90s and only feeling like the mid to upper 90s. So definitely still hot and humid, but not nearly as bad as it could be. Also, a marginal risk of severe weather throughout the entire CSRA tomorrow. That means we can't rule out the possibility of an isolated strong to severe storm. But as I mentioned, first half of the day will be dry with sunshine. More clouds moving in as those storms start to fire up around 1 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then by 6 o'clock, some more stronger storms moving in. Some of these could contain those damaging winds and hail, likely right across the metro until around 9, 10 o'clock at night, and then we'll see just some light rain as we get ready for the overnight hours of Wednesday morning. I'm also watching the tropics. It's been very, very quiet, but now that we're in the middle of August, that's typically when things start to heat up, and that's exactly what we're seeing. A wave will likely emerge off the coast of Africa, 30% chance of development there, and then a low pressure area will likely form right ahead of it, just giving that a 20% chance over the next 7 days. So I'll be keeping an eye on both of those areas. Lows tonight will be in the mid 70s, highs tomorrow in the mid 90s, another above average day. So that's our final Viper 6 alert day. Definitely won't be extended into Wednesday as we'll have much lower humidity. Rain chances also going down to 20%. Highs right at 90 degrees for Wednesday and Thursday, very consistent days. And then very consistent as well Friday through next Monday. Mostly sunny skies, no rain, highs right around 93 to 94 degrees. So I'd say some of the nicest weather we've had in a while.
That's good. I'm still stuck on that 90.
Yes.
I like that.
90's good. Could even be upper 80s.
Oh.
I was considering doing 89.
Even better.
Even better.
Thanks a lot. We'll be right back.
If you think you're
On ABC News, Maui. Up next, Japan has found a new way to boost workers' energy at work. We'll tell you how after the break.
get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Well, here's a new way to sleep on the job. A company in Japan now offers what it calls giraffe naps. They are special pods so workers can sleep standing up. An occasional power nap is common practice in Japan because workers frequently complain of death by overwork. A little sleep break is said to boost a person's concentration and energy. I agree with this as long as it's only a short nap. I don't agree with that part. And it's not just for workplaces. The pods are showing up in coffee shops all over Japan. I think the pods are a great idea.
I'd love a pod for after GMA between the noon show.
Yes.
Whenever I do that shift, I'd love a little
I love
pod nap in
I love
between
me
that.
some good sleep.
Yes.
Sleep is my best friend.
Yeah,
All right, that does it for us. Have a good night.
The dangerous heat continues into our Tuesday. Highs in the mid-90s. Heat index up to around 111 degrees. We'll also have some scattered storms around. Some of those could become strong to severe. I'll have all the details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 10, high temperatures across the CSRA, how to handle it when you have to work outside. Also ahead, the 10th annual TechNet conference in Augusta. Cybersecurity, the big focus this year. We'll cover it. And a proposal to change how South Carolina chooses its judges. Your News at 10 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 10 on MeTV.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. As coverage you can count on kicks off with a check of our weather on this hot Monday night. Meteorologist Jenna Petracci standing by. Jenna?
That's exactly right, Brad. It is still very hot. Even at the 10 o'clock hour, we're still dealing with some very high heat. Our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over at Augusta Regional Airport showing some breezy conditions. Our flag is blowing. No rain at this time. It was a dry day, 0 inches of rain in Augusta. 97 degrees was our temperature. That's 4 degrees above average for this time of the year. Low temperature of 74 was also a few degrees above average. Right now we're sitting in the mid to upper 80s, 84 in Augusta, 86 in Barnwell, Evans at 85, 84 as well in Swainsboro, so pretty consistent. Just a little bit cooler in Crawfordville, 82, and a little bit warmer in Lincolnton at 87. We have a south wind coming in, a little breezy in some spots, 8 miles per hour in Aiken and Augusta, 7 now in Waynesboro, with dew points still very, very high. We're seeing as high as 79 in Allendale, 77 in Barnwell, Aiken, Edgefield, Augusta, lots of 77s on that map. And when you put that into consideration, it is feeling much hotter than the mid-80s. In fact, it's feeling like 97 in Aiken and Barnwell, 104 still in Swainsboro, 96 in Gibson, and then we are seeing some upper 80s now in some of our northwestern counties. Still, even 89, pretty hot for this time of the night. A heat advisory once again for tomorrow. That goes in effect at 10 a.m., continues until 8 p.m. Heat index will be up to 109 for our western counties, 111 for our central and eastern counties. We have partly cloudy skies, no rain at this time. We had a few isolated showers in Wilkes and Hancock County earlier today, and more rain headed our way tomorrow along that cold front. We're going to start off the day dry, but then around 3 to 6 p.m., temperatures will be hot and we'll have some storms. So Viper 6 alert day once again tomorrow for the heat. We also have the chance of severe weather though, and then finally some much needed heat relief on Wednesday. All those details coming up, but back to you, Brad.
Speaking of heat, scientists say July was a record-breaking month for high temperatures all around the world. And with temps still soaring in our area, it's important to know how to stay safe if you have to be outside. That especially includes those in the construction and landscaping businesses. We saw them today. Being properly hydrated and taking consistent breaks is the key to avoiding a hospital visit. It's essential to replenish electrolytes and listen to what your body tells you. And the workers we talk to say they've learned all this from experience.
I've been overheated before to where I had to stop and sit down and not work anymore. So seen spots, and then I finally got fatigue, and I was at work with him one day, and when it happened to me, I couldn't do no more. I was shaking, then started getting cold, like in the eyes, so I stopped.
And again, Jenna's going to be back with the heat outlook for the next few days in just a few minutes. Augusta is hosting the
WJBF, Channel 6.
Wind News Channel 6 at 10 continues the forecast for our area and a check of severe conditions in other parts of the country.
It is important to have a
More than a dozen states from Florida to Washington could face record-breaking heat. Parts of the mid-Atlantic bracing for serious storms. Rough going in a lot of places out there for sure. Jenna joining us now once again with a look at what to expect here at home.
Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Well, it was a very toasty Monday, even at this 10 o'clock hour. Still pretty hot outside. Our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. Not showing any rain, though. It's a dry night. 84 degrees as our temperature, but still feeling like the low 90s due to that dew point of 77. Right now, we're sitting in those mid-80s across the board. 82 in Sparta, 83 in Gibson, 85 up in McCormick, and 86 down in Barnwell, 84 now in Sylvania, with dew points all around 72 to 79 degrees. That's what we're seeing now in Allendale. That is some very high dew points, and that leads to our heat index feeling much hotter than the actual air temperature, feeling like 97 in Barnwell, 99 still in Allendale, 95 in Millen, 97 in Aiken, 94 in Edgefield. So even at this time of the night, still very hot. And as we go into 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, that's when the heat becomes dangerous again. There is another heat advisory in effect for the entire CSRA. Our western counties expected to reach a heat index of 109 degrees, and our central counties and eastern counties expected to reach 111. So no matter where you are, very hot once again tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies as we go into the overnight hours, not dealing with any rain at this time, but I am watching this cold front out towards the west, and this will bring us a better chance of rain tomorrow, along with a few thunderstorms, and we'll get into that in just a moment. But we are starting out the day nice and dry, actually really sunny by noon, 91 degrees, 93 at 5 o'clock, 80 by 8 p.m., and at that point, some pretty widespread showers and storms. So the first half of the day will be very, very hot. Unfortunately, we won't have a lot of rain early in the day to keep us cool. So remember those heat safety tips when out and about. Definitely try to stay indoors in the air condition as much as possible. But when you do go outside, bring lots of water with you, and especially some electrolyte drinks. 111 as the feels like temperature overall tomorrow. 90 degrees though as our high Wednesday and Thursday, only feeling like the mid to upper 90s. So we will have some drier and cooler air moving in very shortly. And tomorrow also a marginal risk of severe weather from that cold front for all of us. So we can't rule out the possibility of some gusty winds and some hail, though the chance is low. So sunshine by tomorrow at noon. We'll keep it dry through the early afternoon. Then around 3 o'clock is when we'll see our first line of storms move through. Some of these could contain, once again, those damaging winds and hail, but as you can see on our futurecast, really doesn't look too impressive. I do think the strongest cells will stay just to the south of the CSRA. By 9 o'clock, pretty widespread rain, continuing until around midnight, and then we'll dry out overnight. I'm also watching the tropics. We have 2 areas of possible development. This is pretty typical for this time of the year. Things start to heat up. Right now, those chances are pretty low, but I'll be keeping a close eye on both of these areas over the next few days. Lows tonight will be in the mid-70s, definitely above average, and same for tomorrow's highs will be in the mid-90s. Now, before we get to our 10-day forecast, here's a look at our viewer picture of the day. This was last Monday after the storms. This was taken in Louisville, Georgia from Elizabeth Stafford. Really cool pink skies out there down in Louisville. So be sure to send me your photos to be featured in the show. We have that Viper 6 alert day once again tomorrow due to the heat, but also a 60% chance of rain and storms. Rain chances go down to 20% Wednesday and Thursday with lower humidity. Then Friday all the way through next Monday looks fantastic. Very sunny, very dry, and our temperatures will be near average in the low to mid-90s.
All right, thanks a lot, Jenna. Appreciate it. Wind News Channel 6 continues. Coverage from Maui as people there.
And the South Carolina Gamecocks can honor former All-American and All-SEC wide receiver Alshon Jeffrey.
It's a great time to get your lawn in shape with a new mower from Davis Appliance and Furniture. We offer no credit needed financing and delivery options to meet your needs. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
WJBF.
Me encanta, qué práctica. So low.
So, you. Atlanta and Augusta Sewing Center.
It's the perfect time to update your living space with a new sofa and love seat set from Davis Appliance and Furniture. Or update your indoor appliances with no credit needed financing. For the brands you trust at the lowest prices in town, visit us at Davis Appliance and Furniture.
And last but not least, it is never too late to finish what you started.
A 93-year-old man just graduated from college.
Wow. Dave Nethers reports.
University of Akron faculty on Monday. For an August commencement ceremony.
We congratulate you on this significant accomplishment.
Like many others, the school has held in its 153 years.
You are indeed an inspiration to me and to everyone in this room.
Oh yeah, that's not too long. Look up. That works.
This one, however, has been decades in the making.
Went back to school in 1958, and I was surprised at the fact I was able to pass the entrance exam.
And for a very special graduate.
Having put 7 children through school for more than 20 years, Robert Greathouse took college courses that would help him with his 38-year career in the aerospace industry.
He has 96 credit hours, and all across the board, math, physics, chemistry.
I had a lot of courses, but none of them fit a degree.
Until today.
I now confer upon you, having fulfilled all the requirements of the Associate Degree of Technical Studies.
Thank you. The iconic Bookdale Hall, built in 1900, dedicated in 1901, would be one of the very few buildings on the campus of the University of Akron today that would have even existed when Robert Greathouse started taking classes here in 1958.
We evaluated his transcripts. He meets all the requirements of the university.
Greathouse on Monday also becoming officially the oldest graduate in the history of the University of Akron.
And I deeply appreciate the University of Akron because it was here I was able to get the tools that I needed in order to get ahead. Thank you again very, very much.
What would you like to do with your new degree?
Admire it.
Wow, congratulations to him.
Yeah, I love that he made a speech and everything. That's
Really,
cool.
yeah, you're never too old. Just keep it on, never give up. Needs to send his resume out now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does
Yeah.
it need work or have to pay off student loans?
I would assume not at this point. I would hope not.
Seems hireable to me though. Love
Yes.
it. Love it.
Yeah. Well, for our forecast this week, we have the Viper 6 alert day tomorrow. It's going to be very hot once again. Heat index up to around 111, along with a 60% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Some of those storms could become strong to severe. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, the humidity becomes much lower. Highs only around 90 degrees. It will still be hot, of course, but only feeling like the upper 90s, which is much better. And then plenty of sunshine and nice dry weather from Friday all the way through next Monday. We'll also be near average with our temperatures around 93 to 94 degrees. So that's some really nice weather there I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I love the low 90s versus what we
Yes.
have now for sure.
It says 96. Feels like
Feels
100.
like
I know. We haven't had a 100-degree day yet, believe it or not.
Don't say
technically.
anything.
So there's that.
I know, there's that at least. So.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Back at 11 on News Channel 6.
Before that, Hogan's Heroes next right here on BT.
That's going to be 3. And your power play multiplier is 2.
We'll have another Viper 6 alert day for your Tuesday due to continued dangerous heat. The heat index up to around 111 degrees. Also, scattered showers and storms. Some of those could be strong to severe. I'll have all the details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 11, you heard Jenna, a heat wave hitting the CSRA. Advice on how to beat the heat from those who have to work in it. Also ahead, a look at the Peach State's inflation rate, how Georgia could be doing better than other parts of the country. And it is back, a big conference in Augusta for the 10th year, all about technology and cybersecurity. News Channel 6 at 11 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 11.
I'm Brad Means. We do thank you for joining us, and we are going to begin this newscast with a developing story out of Atlanta, where a Fulton County grand jury has been considering allegations of election interference from the 2020 presidential race. The Fulton County DA expected to make an announcement. Let's go to Atlanta.
First in this indictment that I'm looking at, just crossing now, right underneath are some of the names that you'll be very familiar with at home. Rudy Giuliani facing a number of counts. John Charles Eastman, Mark Randall Meadows. Mark Meadows, of course, the former chief of staff, and of course, in that role during that key time period leading up to the election, straight after the election, up to, of course, January 6th, the certification of that election in Washington. Kenneth Chesbrough, Jeffrey Bossert Clark, Jenna Ellis, Ray Stalling Smith, Robert David Cheeley, Michael Roman, David James Schaefer, Sean Micah Tresher Still, Stephen Cliffgard Lee, Harrison William Prescott Floyd, Trevian Cootie, Sidney Catherine Powell, of course, Sidney Powell, one of the attorneys who came before the cameras and the American people with her theories on why the election was not Joe Biden's, that had been a victory for him, though all of her theories had been shot down, not just by the other campaign or the other side, but by courtrooms across this country. Kathleen Alston Latham, Scott Graham Hall, Misty Hampton, also known as Emily Misty Hayes, they say in this indictment. Now, a lot of these names are household names, but John Carl, some of these names are not known, and I would guess some of them are these so-called fake electors.
There are at least two fake electors that I see immediately off this. David Schaefer, who was also the head of the Republican Party in Georgia, also Sean Still. But what's significant here, David, we're at our fourth Trump indictment, but this is the first one that takes Trump and the people that were with him trying to overturn the election. And these are the biggest names. These are the people that were helping him lead the effort. Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, Mark Meadows, his chief of staff, John Eastman, who wrote the whole strategy of trying to get Mike Pence to overturn the election, but was also very involved in the effort to get fake electors from the states Trump was contesting. Kenneth Chesbrough was the lawyer who came up with that strategy specifically of saying we can go as long as we get our electors voted on in the state house. They did it secretly in the state house in some cases, including in Georgia, but they did this in 7 different states. So this is a broad, sweeping indictment in some ways, even though it deals with just one state, more sweeping than the election interference case that we saw Jack Smith take on. And one other point about Georgia, David, Trump was really contesting.
You're watching ABC News live coverage of more indictments handed up against former President Donald Trump, this time along with more than a dozen others, as it relates to allegations of election interference from the presidential election back in 2020. The Fulton County DA who led this investigation expected to speak closer to 11:30 tonight. If that happens and we're able to go to her, we will. But expect more information as the night unfolds on our website and, of course, when you wake up with Good Morning Augusta. But first, let's check a situation back home that's also developing, this heat wave, and what to expect for the rest of the work week with Jenna Petracci.
We had Viper 6 alert days over the weekend and today, all due to the dangerous heat. And tomorrow will be another Viper 6 alert day, possibly a couple degrees cooler than it was today, but nonetheless still very hot. And it's still a very warm and humid night. Here's a live look at our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over in Aiken. Today's temperature reached 97 degrees, 4 degrees above average. Low temperature was also above average at 74. And right now we're still around 84 across several counties. 84 in Augusta, 84 in Barnwell, Evans at 83, 82 in Sylvania, so pretty consistent. A little bit warmer in Wrightsville at 87, a little bit cooler in Crawfordville at 82, Lincolnton at 85, 84 now in Edgefield. Winds are coming in from the south, a little bit breezy this evening. 9-mile-per-hour winds in Aiken, 7 in Augusta, 8 down in Waynesboro and Millen, with dew points still very, very high. We're seeing mid to upper 70s, very close to that 80-degree mark. 79 in Barnwell and Waynesboro. So even at 11 o'clock at night, it's still feeling like the 90s out there for everyone. Feeling like 97 in Waynesboro, Barnwell 95 in Aiken. So no surprise that there is another heat advisory that will go into effect at 10 a.m. tomorrow and go until 8 p.m. at night. That's for the heat index up to 109 for our western counties and up to 111 for our central and eastern counties. So hot for everyone tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies tonight, partly cloudy day tomorrow with more rain. That'll be the key difference from tomorrow compared to today. And that's due to this cold front approaching from the west. That'll bring us scattered showers and thunderstorms. It will be nice and sunny around 10 o'clock, but then more clouds and the chance of rain begins around 3 o'clock. 95 degrees, then cooling down to 89 later on in the evening. So Viper 6 alert day goes into Tuesday due to the heat, once again up to around 111. Also, showers and storms that could become strong to severe. That'll be followed by some much needed heat relief on Wednesday, and the rest of the week looks fantastic. I'll have all those details coming up, but back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks a lot. Scientists do say July was a record-breaking month for high temps. Scientists do say July was a record-breaking month for high temps all over the world, and with those numbers still soaring in our area, it's important to know how to stay safe if you have to be outside like these.
This is a WJBF Live Viper 6 alert.
Good Monday evening. I hope you stayed cool today. It was very, very hot. Here's a live look at our Terry Limber Hyundai Skyview cam over at AU Health. It's partly cloudy and dry night. No rain at this time, just the heat. Believe it or not, still very toasty. Even at 11 o'clock at night, 84 degrees as our temperature, but feeling like the low 90s still due to that dew point of 77. Also a south-southwest wind of 7 miles per hour. So we're seeing all low to mid 80s right now. But once again, those dew points are really making it feel hotter than the actual air temperature. Heat index in the low to mid 90s for everyone. 92 in Sparta, 90 in Crawfordville, 93 in Thompson, 95 in Aiken, and feeling like 97 still in Barnwell. Now, we do have another heat advisory once again for tomorrow. This is for the entire CSRA from 10 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night. Our western counties will likely reach a heat index of 109, and our central and eastern counties will likely reach 111. So well into the triple digits for everyone once again. Now, for satellite and radar, we're not seeing any rain at this time, as I mentioned, just the partly cloudy conditions overnight and for the start of our Tuesday morning. The difference from tomorrow compared to today is that we will have a better chance of rain and some thunderstorm activity, all due to this cold front approaching. Right now, producing strong to severe storms across parts of Tennessee down into Mississippi. This will lose a lot of its strength by the time it reaches us, but can't rule out an isolated strong storm or two. However, the first half of the day, nice and dry. However, the rain would definitely help cool us down. So if the rain moves in any earlier than expected, that'll bring us some heat relief. But 82 at 9 o'clock, partly cloudy, mostly sunny at the lunch hour. More clouds moving in with temperatures making it to 93 at 5 o'clock. 80 degrees by 8 p.m. and at that point, showers and storms will be pretty widespread. So as I mentioned, not a lot of heat relief for the first half of the day, so definitely remember your heat safety tips. Try to stay inside as much as possible, and if you are outdoors, bring plenty of water with you and definitely some electrolyte drinks as well. So 111 likely tomorrow, then a big change starting by Wednesday, continuing into Friday. We'll be right around that 90-degree mark over the next couple of days with the heat index only in the mid to upper 90s. So definitely still hot. This cold front won't be bringing us any cold weather, but it will be a pretty significant cool down. Marginal risk of severe weather with that front tomorrow for the entire CSRA. So let's get right into our futurecast now. As I mentioned, nice and sunny at noon. Then by around 3 o'clock, we'll have our first line of storms move in. Some damaging wind gusts and hail possible here, though I think that threat will mostly be just to the south of the CSRA. Emmanuel over into Allendale County having a better chance of that. This continues until around midnight and then will dry out overnight and much lower rain chances the rest of the week. We're also watching the tropics. Things are starting to heat up now that we're getting towards the middle of August. We're watching 2 areas and I'll keep you updated on that. Now our lows tonight are in the mid to upper 70s, highs tomorrow in the mid 90s. And before we get to our 10-day forecast, viewer pick of the day comes from Elizabeth Stafford over in Louisville. beautiful pink skies last night after the storm, or last Monday that is, after the storms last week. So we have a Viper 6 alert day tomorrow, 60% chance of rain, only a 20% Wednesday and Thursday, much less humid and nice and sunny and dry Friday through next Monday. Back to you, Brad.
All right, Jenna, thanks. Here are the winning numbers from tonight.
Guys like Marcus Lattimore did a lot of winning.
A ton of winning for sure. Thanks a lot, Brendan. When we come back, NASA getting set to send humans to an asteroid. Stay with us.
Zaxby's.
NASA coming up with a plan to send astronauts to an asteroid that appears to be approaching Earth. The plan is to use a SpaceX Starship to launch into low Earth orbit in 2039. A larger spacecraft would later dock with the Starship to transfer the astronauts. The spaceship would then fly in tandem with the asteroid, taking samples and leaving behind robots so they could send data back to Earth after that.
And maybe destroy the asteroid that's headed to Earth?
Right, we would need to do that at some point.
We know how. You drill down
Right.
with Harry and the oil rig team.
Yeah.
Right, Bruce Willis would take part.
I like how you called it destroyed.
Yeah, destroyed. Yeah, it's like what the kids call it.
Let 'em cook.
Do they? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never heard that. That's an original from
Thank
you.
you.
But we have a Viper 6 alert day tomorrow. It's going to be another very hot day. High of 96, feeling well over 100 degrees along with rain and storms. Some of the storms could be severe.
All right, thanks a lot, Jen, and thank you all for watching. Continuing coverage of the developments with the grand jury in Atlanta as they warrant on ABC throughout the night. We'll see you tomorrow.